President Cyril Ramaphosa aims to fight the scourge of gender-based violence, including overhauling and making public the National Register of Sex Offenders. This comes after gender-based violence demonstrators gathered at Parliament to demand that government does something to end attacks on women.
We are going to overhaul and modernize the National Register of Gender-Based Violence Offenders, provided for in the Sexual Offences Act, to ensure that it is effective in combating gender-based violence. The National Register of Offenders will list all the men who are convicted of acts of violence against women and children. I will ask Parliament to consider amending the legislation to make the register public. I will propose to Cabinet that all crimes against women and children should attract harsher minimum sentences. We agree with the women of our country that the state should oppose bail and parole applications for perpetrators of rape and murder against women and children. A life sentence must mean a man who perpetrates violence against women and rape and murder, that they are in prison for life.
Well, the president has also promised swift implementation of measures announced by his government to fight gender-based violence, saying the attacks on women and children have become a crime against humanity.
We've heard the calls of the women of our country for action and for justice. The collective anger, the pain, and the fear that these killings have caused must strengthen our resolve to end all forms of violence and abuse perpetrated by men against women. We have recorded progress on the implementation of the decisions of the Presidential Summit on Gender-Based Violence last year. Working together, government and civil society formations have already made much progress towards establishing and resourcing a national machinery to coordinate our campaign against gender-based violence. We are reviewing laws on domestic violence and sexual offenses to prioritize the needs and interests of survivors. We've also established 92 dedicated sexual offenses courts since 2013, with a further 11 to be opened this financial year, to improve conviction rates and provide comprehensive and appropriate support services to ensure survivors of sexual offenses are not subject to further trauma.